Facebook Live. I have got an amazing guest for you. We have award-winning motivational speaker, inspiring Vanessa, sharing with us how to be a confident public speaker. She is an international speaker. She is a 3-time author. She travels all around the world doing amazing charity work. And she is 12 years old. Now, those of you who've seen Vanessa speak before, you will know that the stuff she comes out with is pure channeled wisdom. She is on some next level vibration. This is going to be absolutely magic. And she's actually speaking at one of my events coming up very soon. So she's going to be sharing from stage how she does this stuff. She is a YouTuber, she's a model, and she's already created her own online courses as well at 12 years old. Can you believe it? So I'm going to invite actually her mum on now because Vanessa doesn't have her own Facebook account. And I think that's a good idea, mum. So I'm going to invite Vanessa's amazing mum, Veronica, on, and then Nessie's going to jump on screen. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to send them the invite. And then very soon we will be joined by this absolute superstar. So let me know if you have any questions for Vanessa, if there's anything you would like to know about how you can improve your speaking, how you can travel all around the world like she does, how you can become an amazing award-winning celebrity. Hey, inspiring Vanessa! How are you?
Very good, thank you.
I'm just telling everyone how amazing you are. How does that feel?
Very nice, thank you.
Do you ever get bored of people telling you how amazing you are?
No, I actually like it. It makes me feel quite good.
I like it too. I like it too. If anyone comes to see us speak, tell us we are amazing. So, Vanessa, I was just sharing with everyone your massive list of everything that you do. And I know when you speak on stage, you go through all your amazing accomplishments you've had that most people have never had by the time they're 50, right? And you are 12 and you've done more than most adults do. Like, do you stop and ever really reflect on all the stuff you've done? Because it's pretty crazy.
Well, I think that's a question that I usually get asked quite a lot, but I would probably have to say that to be honest, I don't really process it, to be honest. People are like, how do you do it? Or how do you process like how many subscribers you have on YouTube? Or how do you process how many followers you have on Instagram? And I'm just like, I really don't. I really still haven't functioned it properly. Even though I know what I do, and it's not like that's a blur to me. But I love being a speaker, but sometimes it just feels so amazing to like be helping people and making an impact on people. So sometimes it is a little bit hard for me to understand. It takes me a little bit of a while to focus and recognize what's going on. But yeah.
You are awesome, and you know that. And we've traveled all around the world together. We were hanging out in Kenya together last year and doing all sorts of cool stuff. And today, I want you to really give people some deep content in how they can become a more confident speaker. Because I've seen you growing over the last 2 years as a speaker, and now you're selling from stage, and I saw you sell your paintings for like thousands of pounds, and you just seem so confident. So what's changed for you in the last 2 years?
So when I first started speaking, well, I'm still an introvert. Big secret. So I'm an introvert. So I have split personalities. So if I'm at school, then I might seem a little bit more bubbly and a little bit more crazy. But if I'm on stage, you'll see me more professional. So I have 2 split personalities because I don't know. That's just how I am. But before I did speaking, I I had very low confidence, even though I was a bubbly person. And that was only when I was around people I knew. The minute you put me in front of a stranger, I will freeze. I will not be able to speak to them. But now I'm completely fine with speaking on stage, talking to the camera, or doing anything to do with speaking to some sort of audience. But before that, my confidence hasn't always been as good as it is now, and that's why I'm so grateful for doing speaking, because then when I'm doing the speaking, then I'm also growing my confidence and helping people at the same time, which is something that I absolutely love about it.
And I know one of your books is called The 5 Secrets to Public Speaking Success. Oh, and you have it there. Amazing. Everyone,
Yeah.
check it out. You will see I loved the book so much. I put a foreword in there for Vanessa as well.
Wait,
She was actually writing it.
out. Where is
She
it?
was writing it while we were in Kenya together, which is super cool.
Yeah.
But I want you to give someone right now, Vanessa, what is your top tip for how to be an amazing speaker?
My top tip of how to be an amazing speaker is, well, I'm just going to give you the basics of it, and then obviously if you read my book you'll find more information about it. But I'll say the first main step that you need to look at is having a purpose. If you don't have a purpose for doing speaking, then there's exactly no point of actually doing it. So if I want to start a job, there has to be a specific reason why I want to do that job. It's not just like, oh, I want to do the job just because I want to do the job. There's always a reason behind something, and that's why it's so important to make sure you have a purpose for doing speaking. So for example, my purpose of doing speaking is to make a difference for young people all around the world. And having that purpose helps me strive for the best every single day. So even if I feel like giving up sometimes, that goal or that purpose is going to be there to help me get up, and it's going to help me carry on going. So if there's nothing there to help you get back up again, then you're just going to be giving up, and that's going to be the end of your dream or your aspiration. So the best thing to do is to make sure you have a purpose. That is not optional, it's a priority that you need to have. You always need to have a purpose, otherwise there's not going to be any point of doing anything if you know that you're probably going to give up in the middle of it.
Because starting anything, starting a business, like you've got so many different businesses, starting a YouTube channel, writing a book, it's not easy, right? It takes effort and it takes dedication, and you have to stick at it. And if you don't have your purpose there, then when it gets tough, people just give up. So everyone, I'm going to start inviting people. I'm going to start tagging people in this. Share, tag people, anyone that you need to know. If you've got any young people that need to be inspired and motivated, Vanessa is the person to do this. Vanessa, you are going to be speaking at our event at the Standout Speakers Academy. Tell people what you're going to be talking about, what you're going to be sharing with them.
Well, I'm pretty much going to be talking or doing a presentation about a little bit about what we're speaking on this interview that you're watching right now. And I'm going to be talking about how to be confident on stage and just how to have a good stage presence. And even though some people may think of like when I say speaking, when I say public speaking, people may be like, oh my goodness, no, and no. I'm not going to do that. Do not want to do that. I don't want to stand in front of people and embarrass myself. But actually the thing that you can do is what I'm going to be sharing to you guys on the speech is how you can spread your message, and also how you can attract different people into your life, like new friends, new business partners, new business clients, or even new friends, or just new connections to have in your life. So speaking can open so many doors and so many opportunities to you, and that's what I'm going to be sharing to you guys on my day of doing the speaking gig.
Something you are really good at, and I think something you are really, really good at, is starting partnerships and asking people for help. And I've seen you, even like when you first got started a few years ago, when you had no followers. Now you've got thousands of followers and subscribers and everything. But even back then, you managed to get interviews with people like Eric Thomas. How have you? What's your advice for people on how to make good connections like that? Because it seems to be something you're really strong at.
Making different connections or networking with people is, first of all, my mum, because she is a massive, bubbly, networking person. Now she was kind of just like made to do that kind of stuff. And my mum doesn't really like speaking on stage, but she'll speak to anybody who's at an event. Now it's like if I'm at an event and I'm just like walking around, I'll look to the side and I already see my mum talking to people who she doesn't even know. And that's what I love about my mum, because she also helps me to get more opportunities if I sometimes I'm a little bit nervous to speak to someone particular. So I would say that first of all, start going to more events that your career is about. So for an example, I have a YouTube channel, so I'll start going to more YouTube events, and then I can meet more YouTubers and subscribe to their channels, watch their videos, and also learn different tips and tricks. So if you have a certain career and you know that there are different events that you can listen to and you can attend to about your career, then definitely do it. Only thing is, don't go crazy about it and have an event every single weekend, because I know that's something that used to happen to us and we needed to narrow it down because it was just a little bit too overwhelming. So the best thing to do is to plan it out nicely, space it out so you can still have your own time to do whatever you need to do, but you can also just network, just talk to everybody the minute you go to that event, because that way you get lots of connections.
Amazing, amazing. And I know for you, obviously you're still in school and then you're writing books in your spare time and making all the videos and doing all this stuff. And I just saw your mum posted saying you're going off to America soon. And what message do you have for anybody that wants to travel and have the kind of lifestyle that you have? What would your advice be?
2 words: work hard. That's the only thing I can say, but I'm going to explain a little bit more about it, because otherwise it's just going to be a little bit of a boring answer. But I would probably have to say working hard is the most how do I say that? The most effective thing that you can do if you want to get a traveling or just a happy lifestyle for yourself and for your family and friends as well. The thing that you have to do is work hard. And I'm just going to say this and clarify this, that you cannot be able to achieve anything if you do not work hard. And so many people at my school are like, oh, you're so lucky, you get to have all these followers and subscribers, how did you do it? It must be so easy. And then everyone's like, oh, YouTube isn't that hard, is it? And then I'm like, well, this is what I'm thinking. And what I say to them is, I'm not lucky, I just worked really hard for it. And in a way, I am lucky because I am getting noticed for the things that I do, and some people around the world don't get noticed for it. But also, I have gotten these things and I have earned these things because I have worked really, really hard. And the reason why I've worked really hard is because I know what I want to achieve. I know what I want to achieve in life, and that's why I work so hard for it, and that's why I am so passionate about doing speaking and passionate about my inspirators and my supporters. So that's why I've always worked hard from day one, and that's why I've gotten to this space, and I'm still working hard. It's not like I'm at a point where I'm just like, now I can chillax. I do daily videos now. There's no time to chillax. You just start filming videos, editing videos, things like that. And people might be thinking, oh my goodness, this child has a very stressful life. And it's not stressful because I organize it, but the only thing I can say to you is, you want to live that perfect lifestyle, or not perfect because not everything is perfect, but if you want to live a lifestyle that meets up to your expectations, then always work hard, because as I said before, nothing will come to you if you do not work hard for it. Nothing is that easy in a click of a finger. You need to work hard and put the effort into it, because effort equals result.
Nice. And you have loads of these good catchphrases, and I know you make your own quotes and things. You're always posting them on Instagram. So everyone follow Vanessa. It's Inspiring Vanessa on all social medias, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on everything. It's Inspiring Vanessa, and she'll motivate you. And if you've got young people as well, she'll motivate them. She's so cool. And so, Vanessa, let's talk about public speaking, okay? Because I know you speak on stages with like hundreds of people, and you seem so calm when you're on stage. And for me, when I see you speak, it's kind of like when you're in the flow, I see it, this magic just happens, and these words come out of you. And I know I get the same when I'm really in flow. These words come out of me, and I'm just like, whoa, where did they come from? It's like so amazing, and like everyone's being really shifted. What's your advice for being that confident on stage? How can people get that?
Well, you always have to practice for it. And when I say practice, I don't just mean like do it once a week, like working hard in it every single day. Now, for me, I kind of naturally found speaking a really good thing for me, and that's why it's been really easy for me for someone to throw me up on stage and I'll be fine with it. But with some other people, then it's like really out of the comfort zone. Not out of the comfort zone, but like further than that, because people just get so scared when they hear the word public speaking. And you shouldn't really feel scared about the word public speaking, because I don't think people understand how much opportunities that public speaking gives to you once you start doing it. And what I'll say to people is nothing is perfect, and practice will not make you perfect. Out of all the inspirational influencers, speakers, YouTubers, no one has ever been perfect the minute they go on stage, or the minute they go on camera, or the minute they post their first photo on Instagram. Everyone has been a starter, everyone has been a student, and everyone is learning about it. It's not like Tony Robbins got on stage and he was amazing at it just like that. He had to work hard for it. Same as Les Brown, same as Richard Branson. He didn't just wake up one day and being like, I'm gonna do this. He had to get the different steps to make Virgin. And that's why the most important thing is you need to practice makes progress, and practice will not make it perfect. So don't stress yourself out about it or overwhelm yourself thinking, oh my God, I do not sound like Tony Robbins, I don't sound like Les Brown, I don't have the business mindset like Richard Branson. Because even though we have all these amazing people, they're still not perfect. And even though they may seem like they live the perfect lives for us, but sometimes they need to practice on a couple of things as well, because no one is going to ever be perfect. So instead of wasting your time stressing yourself out about making yourself this perfect speaker, then always keep in mind that practice will make you progress, and it will make you better at it. It won't make you perfect at it, but it will make you get better and better the more you start trying.
Yeah, amazing. And I actually recorded a video course for our online platform the other day for our Standout Speakers Academy. And I talked about practice. Practice doesn't make you perfect, practice makes progress. So I love how we are in sync, Vanessa, as always. Amazing. I'm just sharing it out right now because what you're saying, everyone needs to hear. So I'm just pressing share. So everyone share, tag people in this, let the world know. Talking about online courses, you recorded your own online course as well. Now that is amazing, right? Because when you make online courses, that is a money-making machine, right? And I know you're 12, but you are an amazing YouTuber, and I know you're always keen to get like new cameras, and you've got loads of aspirations about wanting to be on the Ellen Degeneres show, and so money is super important in order to help get your message out there, right? So tell people about your online course and what it is and why you created it, because I think it's fascinating.
Thank you. So my online course, well, I decided to create my online course because I was thinking, if some parents may have it a little bit, or might have a little bit of a struggle to instill all these good habits into their children, and then there should be a platform not only to help the kids but also the parents as well. So, and also I always believed in having confidence is the most ideal thing that you can have, or the ideal element you can have in your life, and that is really going to help you succeed. So I thought there should be a platform that that really recognizes confidence, but can also help the bond between children and their parents, and also they can also grow their journey together and not one by one. So I created the Confidence Accelerator, and the Confidence Accelerator is an online 12-week program on Facebook. And so what happens is each week the students will get a video and they will write notes about it. There are a couple of questions that you need to answer about it, and at the end of the week or on Sundays I will do a Facebook Live about it, and I'll just like recovering for yes, a community of inspirators. And at the end of the week, I'll do a Facebook Live if anyone has to ask any questions. And the best thing about it is that we are there to support them. It's not like watch this, watch that, answer these questions, and you'll be confident. It's actually going deeper into how confidence can really help you, and how it can help you in your school life, how it can help you in your personal life, or anything. Confidence is always going to be there to take it, and it will help you improve anything that you want to change in your life. And not only am I there to support, but my mum is also there to support. If the parents have any questions about children wanting to be on social media, my mum will be there to give them her reaction when I wanted to be a speaker, whatever it is. So both of us are there to support them from two different perspectives. And what I love the most about the accelerator is not only does it help students or help young people instill confidence in themselves, but it also gives them a really good support platform for 12 weeks and even more. And once those people go on our course, not like they're just going to get kicked off. We keep those people and we keep them, so if anything else comes up for them, we'll be there to support them. Even if it isn't on the accelerator, we're still going to be there to support them. So everyone who joins the thing and finishes the thing, they'll still be in our contacts to be helped, and they'll still be there if anything, or if they have any questions. So those are my two favorite things about my Confident Accelerator course.
Amazing.
Thank
Vanessa,
you.
so good, and I think it's so important. And everyone who's watching, I'm just gonna lay it out for you straight. Like, can you imagine if you had this kind of confidence when you were 12? Can you imagine what kind of life you would have right now if you were an author, if you'd been traveling around the world, speaking, meeting these really incredible people? Can you imagine what your life would be? And if you have young people, get them in touch with Vanessa, get them to do her confidence program. It will change their lives. And more than that, I think it's so important that we bring these high vibration kids together that want to change the world, that want to make an impact, that are doing great things, bring them together so they can support each other. Because I know when I was growing up, my environment wasn't great. Most of the kids I was hanging around with were not into the same stuff I was, and it made me feel quite lonely, and I got bullied, and there's a lot of that. So I think we have a real opportunity here to bring these amazing people together. And we're going to round up now, Vanessa, because I know you're going off to do some more glamorous stuff later tonight. But I know one thing that really, because when we talked about it, you've told me it's changed your life and made a big impact, was going to events. And you're speaking at our event very soon. So tell people a little bit about why you think going to events is so important, and why they should come to the Standout Speakers Academy event and hear you speak.
Well, I'm going to answer the first question and I'll answer the second question, because they're kind of like two merged in one. So I'll answer the first one, which is why I think attending events is so effective. Now, the way how I started my career was going to an event. That's like the main thing that makes me want people to go to events, because you never know if it's going to start something new and create a whole new beginning in your life. Now, when I went to this event, first of all, I didn't know what a motivational speaker was. I didn't know that that was a thing, that you could speak on stage and have that as a job and travel around the world. I thought that was a dream job that only people who had a lot of money or who worked really hard, that's something that they would be able to get. But for a kid like me, I was like, that's not going to happen. But then I realized that motivational speaking was actually a thing. Like, you see a job and you're like, oh, that's a thing. You can actually do that as a job for a living. And that was my reaction when I found out that motivational speaking was something that you could do, and something that you can have as a career. And attending events, first of all, is going to give you so much knowledge, and second of all, you can meet so many more people. Now, as we were saying before, networking is so crucial, and it's just so important to be networking with people, because you can get different contacts to help you get closer to your dream, and you can also meet new people who can also get you closer to your dream. And attending events is that's the first easiest step. Take your time out to go to these events and you'll see the difference straight away. And if you start attending them regularly, you're going to be like, I'm busy today, but I really want to go there because I know the opportunities that this is going to give me. And there are so many places, like if you start following loads of motivational speakers, you'll start seeing like different events going around. And try and be willing to go to those events because you don't actually know how much knowledge they're going to be giving out. And because I've went to so many events, that's why I have so much knowledge in my head. And I know all these different phrases and all these different information, all the statics of different speaking careers. And that's because I've attended so many of these events and I've been listening the whole time. And even before I did speaking, or even before I discovered that I wanted to be a speaker, I attended all of these events with my mum because she has started her personal development career, and when I started to do it speaking, we kind of joined it together and we did it together. And that's something I absolutely love because it also helps our bond as a mother and daughter. But I've always grown up with my mum, so I've always went to the events. And even if I had my headphones on, I didn't know that I was subconsciously taking these things in. And when I went on stage for the first time, I was saying these things out. And while I'm saying them, I'm like, how do I know this? And I was like, that's what you said from the event that we went to like last week. And I'm like, really? How did I know that? I was watching YouTube videos in the corner with my iPad. And I never knew that all these things were going through my head. And when I realized that this was something that was going to help me, I was so grateful for it, even though I had no idea that was going to happen in the first place. So I would say attending events, so important. And the second question, that was kind of like a whole entire hour, but the second question is why you should be going to another event, which is the Stand Out Speaking Academy from Luke. And I've went to this event already, and it's so powerful because first of all, you get to hear all of these different speakers and their different perspectives of how they've gotten on this journey, which is so effective and so important. Because you may be thinking, oh, all these people had the perfect start of their lives, that's why they have such a perfect life right now. But actually, you can actually look deeper and you can ask them single questions like, was it always this way? And then they can explain it to you in depth. And that's what's so important because you get to feel like you're a part of something instead of just feeling like they're perfect and I'm not. And as I was saying, you may think they're perfect, but to be honest, as I said before, I repeated it a couple of times, that no one is perfect. And the Stand Out Speaking Academy, you can meet me if you want to meet me as well. You can meet Luke and you can meet the other speakers that are going to be there as well. And there's also lots of opportunities that you can get to even speak on stage, which is so cool. And even if you're like, is it the first time you're going to this event, you get to have your name picked out, or I think it's about 3 people, isn't it, Luke?
Three speakers, yeah. Every event, we run it every Tuesday, and 3 people get to speak. So 3 of the guests get to come on stage and have their own 5-minute speaking gig.
Which is absolutely incredible. And people may be like, oh my gosh, why would I want to go to that? I do not want to write my name in or anything. Now, you're not going to get forced to put your name in, but I think gradually as you start listening to all these speakers, you're going to start realizing, maybe I should try it out and write my name on it. And maybe when they're picking out the names, you might cross your fingers that you're not going to get picked out, but then you do get picked out. And after you do your speaking gig and everyone tells you how amazing you are, you're going to be like, that was a really good event, and I'm really glad that I put my name in, even though I was literally sweating when they were picking the names out. And you don't actually know how many opportunities are waiting for you just from going to this single event. So to meet new people, to meet myself, meet me and Luke, and to also get different opportunities in that event itself is such a package. So definitely book your tickets now to come meet me and Luke and meet lots of other people who are willing and have the same ambitions as you do, because that's really important as well. They have the same mindset as you do, which means you can get to understand each other. And maybe that's something that you've never actually had in your life. You've never had a friend that actually understands personal development as much as you do. And that's exactly where you can find your crowd at the Stand Out Speaking Academy.
Beautiful. And join our Facebook page, Stand Out Speaks Academy, and we're going to post the link to the event below so you can get your ticket as well. But Vanessa, I like to end my interview with an interesting question. I want you to really just connect and give us whatever wisdom you feel is appropriate right now. But if there's one thing that you can share with our audience right now, that if they take this one thing and they actually do it, it will have a huge impact in their life, what would your one thing be that you want everybody to know?
Trying to think how I can settle this out nicely. I might say a quote in my book, my other book, and I'll read the meaning out to it so you guys can understand the meaning of it. And I think I'd have to say that life is like a flower, so try and keep those petals on. And you might be like, what does that mean? What did you just say? Can you repeat it, please? But I'll repeat it if you guys want. And it is, life is like a flower, so try and keep those petals on. And this was the first ever quote that I made. And I made this at school, like a year before I did speaking. And then when I was looking at it on my fridge, because we put a lot of stuff that I had drawn in my primary school on the fridge. So when I was like looking through it and I was like cleaning out the fridge or something, or like on the top with our magnets, I saw this and I was like, this is actually a quote that I wrote, and I never even knew it was an actual quote. And the meaning of it is to remind people that they only have one life. And the reason why I compared life to a flower is because all the petals of a flower is or represents each stage of life. Once a petal falls, you can connect that back to a flower, which means you can never be in that stage of life again. And which means that you need to use your life wisely because you only have one life. And once that petal falls off, then that means you can never go back to being a child. You can never go back to yesterday even. And that's why I think this quote is so important for people to understand. And there are 30 quotes in my quote book, so you can find both of the books on my website, www.inspiringvanessa.com. But that's the thing I'd have to say. Always remember that don't take anything for advantage. Be grateful for everything. Be positive. Work hard, and your life will be amazing. And also, don't forget to meet me as well, because I can give you some tips and tricks as well.
Yes, you definitely want to meet Vanessa. And Vanessa, something that has always been in my life, and I'm sure you're going to get this through your whole life too, is I was always the youngest person to do everything. I was a super smart kid, just like you. And even when I worked in after university, I started working in corporate. I was 23, managing a sales team of 10 people. And one of the guys in my sales team was in his mid 60s. So he was literally 3 times older than me. And I would always get, oh, what do you know? You're just a kid. Oh, what do you know? You're too young. But time and time again, I was the same as you. I just worked hard. And I just was very observant and just saw things how they are. So I just think it's so amazing that you're doing what you're doing, and super excited to hear you speak at our event on Tuesday and share all your wisdom. And yeah, everyone, check out Vanessa, connect with her on all her social medias, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, her website, inspiringvanessa.com. And she will change your life, and she'll change all the young people's lives too. And she is going to be on the Ellen Degeneres show soon. So if any of you know Ellen, please do get us in touch with her. That is Nessie's big dream, is to be on the Ellen show, and that is going to happen very soon, I predict. Why do you want to be on the Ellen show, just to end with?
I would like to be on the Ellen show because, one, it's always been one of my biggest dreams to achieve. And that's also one of my purposes for doing speaking, because I thought that speaking would be something new to bring to the Ellen show, and doing speaking will open me more opportunities and will also allow me to take a step closer every single time to get to my dream. So I want to be on the Ellen DeGeneres show, or meet Ellen DeGeneres herself, because one, she is the most generous person that is open to the public eye. And
she has the word generous in her name.
Exactly. That's one of the main things why I love her as well. But she has generous in her name, which is why she's so generous and so kind. And I love her so much because she's probably like one of the only celebrities who dedicates her show to helping other people and making people laugh, which is something that I completely admire about her, because one, I love helping people so much, and when I saw someone that on a celebrity that was so dedicated to helping people and giving people all these different gifts without expecting anything in return, was something that I completely admired and I wanted to achieve myself, which is why every single day I have my Ellen poster in my bedroom. Every single time I look at that, I always remember always be wanting to help people and be kind to one another. That's always something that she says on at the end of her shows. And also her smile is just the best. Like, her smile is just beautiful, and it just makes me happy as well. And also, as I said, the way how she helps people is just something completely ideal for me, and it just makes me feel good inside as well. And I don't want to meet her just because she's a celebrity and she's in LA, which is one of my favorite places. But I'm saying that because I genuinely love her, and I genuinely love her as a person, and the way how she just spreads the message of being kind is so amazing, and she truly means the world to me. She truly deserves everything from just spreading that message across television and dedicating pretty much her whole entire life to helping people and to just being a kind person inside and out.
Beautiful. So I want you now just to look at the camera and just imagine it's like an interview for Ellen. I just want you to leave her a message just like, "Hi Ellen, I'm Inspiring Vanessa." And then what we'll do, someone watching this will forward or tag or post or share this with someone in Ellen's team, I am sure. So do you want to give Ellen your message, your interview?
Okay, I'll try not to cry because if I was on the show, I would definitely cry, just saying. Okay. Hi Ellen, it's Inspiring Vanessa here, and I've been wanting to be on your show the minute I started doing motivational speaking. I live in the UK, as you can hear by my accent, and I love you so much, and one of my dreams is to be interviewed on your show. I actually saw you at the Finding Dory premiere a while ago, and if you don't remember, then you're actually one of the people who signed my poster, and who probably saw my poster or probably heard me screaming in every single one of the interviews you did, so I apologize for that. But I love you so much, and I really hope that I can meet you soon.
Mwah! All right, beautiful. Thank you so much, Vanessa. We are super excited to see you speaking at our event on Tuesday. Everyone, click the link, get your ticket, come hang out with us, and go and speak. Go and find your purpose. Go and speak. Make your first video. Just do a networking event. Do something to take a step towards your dreams. Thank you so much, Nessie. Love you loads. See you soon.